hey, they're 16 and 17. It's about what I thought they'd be. I thought, upside 44, 45 wins again. I didn't think they would. They were 44 and 38 last year. Everybody was like, well, everything went wrong. Well, I didn't buy that.
Okay.
I don't buy that just everything went wrong. I look at it as the opposite of cause and effect. It's like, that's the proof that it's over. When all the stuff that happened last year, but fine. It was just bad luck. You won a title, you ran it back, you won 44 games, and you said, let's double down on running it back. My feeling was, why? You just ran it back, you won 44 games. Right. It'll be different this year. Okay, it's not only not been different, it's been the exact same. So now we're coming up on a year and a half of the exact same. So I'm using that information and saying, you know what? The Golden State Warriors, let's see if they can get to 6. That would be a good goal to avoid the play-in.
Let's get to 500.
Okay. Yeah, but get to the 6. Can you get to the 6? And we'll take a shot in the play-in game like last year. Like, that's who this team is. Let's cut the facade that, look, you know what okay.
Give it to me.
I'm going to break my own rule.
Yeah.
When I said, I'm sick of talking about the championship 2 years ago. You know what? I'm not. Let's talk about the championship 2 years ago. You know what the Warriors were 2 years ago?
Lucky.
No, what their record was right now.
Oh, no.
At this point of their championship year 2 years ago.
I'm going to say, hold on, I think, let me take it correct. 24-9.
27 and 6.
Okay.
Now, 2 full years later, they're 86 and 78. After their 27 and 6 start, their championship year, they've been 86 and 78. That's 2 years. Yeah. That's 2 full years of games. Did. Not 1 year. That's 2 years. Right. Like, what are we? I'm sorry. I'm not going to magically think that this team's going to go back to a 27 and 6 team from 2 years ago. They're not. Yeah. Try to win 45 games and upset somebody in the first round.
Okay. I'm totally with you, but you got to understand. Story. I'm not mad at you. I'm grasping at straws here. Ooh. There could be a trade imminent. There could be when the powers to be, Joe Lacob and company, realize, shout out Tim Jordan, when they realize, okay, the Steinies of the world are correct. You know what? We got to do something. We got too much of the same thing. We don't fit. There's no continuity. I could see the Warriors, and sometimes, some nights while you were gone and we were apart, I think they're going to make a trade. Okay. So that's on the table. Then, like my guy Sammy K on YouTube, I've come to the conclusion, you could call me a dreamer. I am. That
John Lennon.
I don't want to grade or judge the Draymond situation now while he's gone. I'm just, when it's all said and done and he does come back, and I believe he's coming back, even though Stephen A. said on First Take he has it from a good source that Dre may have played his last game. Remember that came out? So I don't believe that to be the case. So now I'm hoping, like Sammy K said on the YouTube chat, Draymond comes back a new man. You can laugh. People can laugh. Call me a dreamer. But right now, Steiny, that's all I have. Okay. And this team has lost as many home games already as they did all of last year with everything that went wrong last year.
Who cares why they're losing?
And I got to give you this. I'm terrified about the Warriors defensively. It's not offensively. It ain't nothing to write home.
That's funny. Yeah. Remember, so 16 games ago, you were worried about buckets. And I said, Guru, who cares? They can't stop anybody. And you're like, I'm more concerned with buckets.
Now it's flipped. I react to new information. And let me just give you this caveat.
Your opinion is flipped, but the issue's never changed. It's been a problem.
I'll give you one.
We're back.
But I got to tell you, I'm sitting here thinking, Chris Paul. Okay. Like, I've seen something from him inserted into the starting lineup to where I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but if he looks for his offense at this juncture, that might be, Chris, let him fly, buddy. Okay. We're tired of watching you overpass. We know what you've meant, but on this current team right now, I love seeing you hit this 3 or just attempt it. So if somehow he can keep that up and be aggressive, okay, what do we got? And then we wait to see what plays out with Draymond Green, or if the Warriors do what the Knicks did and made a trade that shocked everybody. Okay, OG Anunoby. I would love him on the Warriors, but he's not. But is Siakam available?
When I saw the OG Anunoby trade,
now I thought the Warriors couldn't. You think they could have gotten him?
Clearly, yes, they could have gotten him. Who did the Knicks give up? 2 young players.
R.J. Barrett,
who's only like 23 or 24, and Quickly, who's also
good
very young.
Yeah.
You don't think the Warriors could have gotten OG for Kuminga and one of their young players?
That's where I was going. I think Jonathan Kuminga.
That's what I say to that deal.
Yeah, nobody knows this.
Like, that doesn't make you a contender.
But in my radio career, one of my best lines I'm about to drop is recycled dibs. Elliot Ness. I honestly believe Jonathan Kuminga is untouchable. I think he knows it, and that's why he came out and felt comfortable to tell Marcus Thompson what he did about his stature with the team. But Steiny, Dre coming back or not, I don't think he'll ever not be a starter moving forward. Is his game perfect? No. But Steiny, in the right situation, he can do some things. And I told Jason Dumas while you and Evan and everybody was out, I just hate the fact, and Kerr can do what he can.
Team.
Make him and Wiggins work.
Who?
But maybe
I
thought about you all last week.
Give me the bricks.
Hey, but still, he's trying.
Okay,
because they've been playing. They got the worst net rating together between 2 players.
Right. And so you read Kawakami's column or story.
Yeah, exactly. We reacted to
that. But who didn't know this?
No, we already
did. Jonathan Kuminga is limited. Out the bag. He is a limited. I said it before the year.
No, you did.
He's limited. Andrew Wiggins isn't a great. They don't bring. How can they bring out the best in each other?
Limited. And
all you got to do is look at their skill set.
Okay, so forget that comparison right now. Limited and whatever shortcomings you think Jonathan Kuminga have, Steiny. If I asked you who the second best Warrior has been this year outside of Steph, Kuminga damn near would be my answer.
Not mine. He had 6 turnovers in a quarter.
Yeah, that was bad.
I'm sorry, in a half.
Yeah, after he said it was actually a quarter. Let's see
if we can find some Warrior fans out there who aren't.
Well, I'm trying to be positive.
They're not as gullible as you. Let's see what Anthony in Benicia thinks. Let's get to 44 wins and see if we can recreate last year. Let's get out of fantasy world, everybody. What's up, A?
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, Happy New Year, baby.
Welcome back. So I'm not going to come down Guru's road, but I definitely think that we have to quit with this wishful thinking. The truth of the matter is, when Jordan Poole left, that wasn't the fix. Draymond Green did a fantastic job convincing everyone that Jordan Poole was the absolute problem, and that was never the truth. And you see it now. The black cloud is still there. Obviously, he isn't there in the facility right now, but his leadership, the way that he leads, the way that he is not conducive to really helping younger players flourish. We've seen it over years. And when he feels that his spot is being challenged, he does the stuff that he did. And so I want to get out of that wishful thinking. I think that the Warriors have a lot of things to consider, and one of those things is to truly consider if they can move forward without Draymond Green, because he is doing more harm than he is doing good. In the words of one of my old friends, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I believe that, yes, Jonathan Kuminga is limited, but at this moment, we do need what he brings offensively. And I think that what he said to Marcus Thompson was not because he felt untouchable. It's just the way he feels. He says what's on his mind. He's not like He's not like Moody. Moody's very. I don't like docile, but you get where I'm going. Moody is very mild-mannered. He's not going to buck the system. But I also believe that Moody is comfortable in his role as a role player, and Jonathan Kuminga believes that he's a star. And when you believe that you're a star, remember what he said. You cannot stop the sun from shining. He said that last season when we got towards the playoffs and everybody was mad that he said what he said. He's business person. He's going to speak what he feels, and he believes that he should be utilized more, and so he said it. But I believe that the Warriors have a decision to make, and I also believe that Steve Kerr, as good a job as he's been doing, there's too many players that overlap each other.
Hey, Anthony, and I'll pick it up from there because you hit on a lot of good points.
What you got?
Gary Payton II got hurt. Oh, boy. So what? I mean, I'm sorry he's hurt. I'm not making fun of. So what? It doesn't make the Warriors worse. That's why, we got right now Green's not playing and Payton II's not playing. You know what? Good. Because those are just two less guys that Steve Kerr's got to figure out how to shoehorn into a lineup when everybody thinks 11 guys should play, and they shouldn't, by the way.
Right.
But he doesn't want to have to not play guys too frequently so as not to lose them. They have too many guys.
But Steiny, Gary Payton
too many
is
average players.
No, and you know what? I'm not mad at you. I think they got too much of the same thing.
Yeah.
But I do feel, and you can't make me back up off this. I do feel bad for Moses Moody.
Why? Pajemski's better.
Yeah, well.
Otherwise, you're saying?
No, I just feel like, and I love Pods. God bless him the other night after Miami. They lost because of him. I wanted to hug him through the TV, and I love you. No, young fella, they lost because the Splash Brothers couldn't shoot. Yeah. And we haven't put the other rat on the table.
Oh.
This is one of the worst shooting teams in the league.
Who?
The Warriors, collectively, are one of the worst field goal. Like, when did that happen? And like, who saw that coming? If I'm Captain James T. Kirk of the Star Trek Enterprise and I'm looking out yonder, that's an asteroid that I didn't think we were going to have to move. Like, this team, shooting-wise, that's not our forte. Like, who saw that? And now we're top-tier rebounding team.
You know what?
Oh, I get it, because we clank a lot, too.
This is where, oh, boy.
You tell me you miss me.
Oh, I miss you. I love you so much. I can't even explain it to you. I'm watching the game. By the way, Kalena was terrific last night. He said a couple things that were incredible. There was
matters.
And here's the thing. Like, this is what I'm getting at. I try to make this point a million times. Last night, Klay Thompson's 3 for 7 from 3-point range.
Yeah, hit one big one. Yeah.
He's 3 for 7. It's mid-game.
Yeah.
Curry's 3 for 8. Okay? From 3. And Kalena says, hey, they're 6 for 15. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that, except if you had a higher standard for your previous career. And the bottom line is 6 for 15 is a combined 40% from the field, from 3-point range. And throughout the course of Steph and Klay's career, they both above 40.
Yeah.
They're always above 40, but for the recent past. I'm not doing this to mess with Kalena. I love Kalena.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. You're not even you're 6 for 15, which you say is good enough. Well, clearly you're worse defensively. Like, that's why you're not a championship team anymore. Because 6 for 15 is not good enough anymore when you're playing defense like they're playing.
Okay.
500 until I see them different. It's a 500
Okay,
team.
give me this, because you said there's too many, you got too many Chiefs in the, and I got to be careful here. We got too many chefs in the kitchen. Okay, yeah, thank you, Evan.
That's what you meant, chefs,
and
not chief.
Steiny, I think you were wrong.
Oh.
I'm sitting here because defense wins championships. Forget that for right now. We'll table that. Defense makes you better. You cannot tell me on a good day, Draymond, and what's left of his career, can still defend, and so can Gary Payton II. Okay. One of the best on-ball defenders in the league when healthy. So you can't just throw that out and say there's no ramifications because of that. Now, you got to stay healthy, but partner, I just want you to give me and the Warrior fans solutions. Okay. Because you're telling us, and I agree with you.
I told
like, what's the solution?
They shouldn't have re-signed Draymond. I don't know what to do now.
Curry was probably involved in that.
Oh, Steph.
But it is what it is now.
Steph's been involved in decisions where the organization's hanging them out to dry.
But, Steiny, what solutions do you – and that's why I feel like a trade could come.
I ain't offering solutions till people acknowledge there's a problem. And you don't think there's a problem.
Oh, come on now.
You said when Dre gets back, you got to see what that happens. I'm telling you that they're 86 and 78 in the last 2 years, with or without Draymond. They're a 500 team. I don't want to see Draymond come back again.
Shout out Thrive City. I'm giving you that from Denial City. I'm telling you, I got the mumps when I watch this team because I'm not happy with what's going on. But it's 2024. Right? I'm doing what the Warriors are doing, showing up to the facility, getting ready for Denver tomorrow.
Draymond.
You started him right
last
night.
I would lose Draymond right now.
But they're not going to do that.
Okay. Well, then we'll go back to Pollyanna Guru. That's fine.
How long is this? What about the starting five? I love Trace Jackson Davis.
But I didn't have a. But you also just said you want Draymond at the 5 and Kuminga at the 4. See, this is what I mean about, you're right, and we're going to come in after, they're going to get healthy, we're going to come in after a loss. I want to see more of Jackson Davis. Well, guess what? Then you see less of Kuminga. Well, I want to see more of Kuminga. Well, then you see less of Draymond. Well, I want to see less of Draymond. Well, then you can see more of Loon. It's like the game is endless when you think they're this deep. They have 7 average guys right now.
And just to piggyback off that point, if you even want to call it that, I'm not minimizing Dario Saric. We talk about, sometimes it's hard. And last night wasn't his best game, but Steiny, he hustles his ass off.
Sure.
And
we can
I
talk
just love
about
what
Dario
he brings.
Saric.
But I do want to say this. At the end of the day, you kind of wish you didn't watch a Warrior game and turn it off, regardless if they win or lost, and feel like there was meat left on the bone. And right now, that's what they are, Rubik's Cube.
Disagree.
If something, you never feel like, hey, we just ran it with our best 5 and we lost.
You tell me what you think the team is.
They're an enigma right now.
No, you tell me what you're hoping for. You tell me what you think's going to happen. Best case scenario.
I'm being true. Yeah. That they make a trade. And I told Dumas that they got
you factor that in
currently, and I said this to Mark Willard at the summer. Yeah, they're making the playoffs.
Okay,
but are they a threat to win the chip with Steph Curry? Because making the playoffs means we lowered our standards. Just because I'm not. Hey, I'll watch the games. Right. I'm not settling for that.
Okay.
So I still think a lot of stuff is in flux and in play.
Okay.
And if you make the right move, and condense this roster, maybe 3 for 1, a guy that can bring some impact. Maybe then
Siakam.
I would that's attractive.
Okay.
So I'm rolling on my crap table. That's what I'm hoping to hit when I throw the dice. But it's currently what I'm watching right now. There's going to be every game of, I should have done this. I should have played Steiny.
Exactly.
Evan should have been in.
That's what happens with average teams.
Spadoni should have been in.
That's what happens with average teams.
And I didn't see that coming into this season.
You should have seen. I've been seeing it for 2 years. 2 years. This team is. You know what? Could you make a case that this team has had more turmoil than any other NBA team in the last 2 years?
Oh, man.
I mean.
Now, I wouldn't have. You called me naive, Nancy.
What am I, a man?
I wouldn't have said.
Bad guy
I told it was all. No. Well, Kerr brought it up, and I do question why he did at that moment. After the loss to Miami. And that, you know what? I'm not even mad at Steve, man. I said, he ain't having what he can do. What he can do. He ain't out there leaving 3-point shooters alone. I mean, you watching teams play the Warriors, just swing the ball, and we're gonna get a wide open 3. Hey, it may not go in, but Orlando, they know how they want to attack the Warriors. The closeouts leave a lot to be desired.
Stop talking about the Warriors like they're a championship team, because then you're going to be miserable the rest of the year, thinking that, and that's where, you know what? It's unfair. It's unfair to the Warriors. And you know what? It's unfair to Steph. It's unfair to Steph Curry to hold him to a championship standard with this team. Out of here.
Well, that's our guy, but he made decisions to bring Draymond back.
I thought he didn't. I thought.
Forget the thought. We know that's the case, Donnie. He was part of that.
I thought the Warriors. There's a feeling out there that the Warriors have shortchanged Steph Curry in terms of putting a team around him. So how can his franchise shortchange Curry in terms of putting a roster around him? But he has input. That's weird.
Yeah.
How about this? Again, I
don't have the answers. I'm just telling you my
I don't have
thoughts.
the answers either, but I'm begging you to think about, there are so many signs and red flags that to continue to deny them, to me, is now setting us back.
But now you're talking to the higher-ups with the Warriors then.
Listen, I'm talking to everybody. Yeah. Do you guys realize... Do you guys realize that last year we went into the season with a president and general manager, a 4-time NBA champion front office executive? He went into a lame duck year.
I'll never
He went into the final year of his deal with no deal. Do you realize how rare that is in the NBA? It's extremely rare. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then stop and think about, wait a minute. Now this year, there's a 4-time NBA champion coach. Same organization. He's in a lame duck year. Do you know how rare it is for a coach to be in the last year of his deal? Lame duck. I checked around.
I'm with
the only
you.
guy I could
We
find is
all are.
Wes Unseld Jr. might be working without a deal.
But that ain't
next
Steve
year.
Kerr and his accolades that he has on resume.
So when you say everything's great, Joe's this, interpret that. How does this light years franchise, light years, how they have two guys, two of the most respected guys in the league, working on lame duck years? That's weird.
Yeah, no, that's a great word, man.
Extremely strange.
And I don't think it's healthy.
Steiny, what do you make of it? I don't know, but it's weird. And it doesn't make sense on some level. So I have to throw that stuff into the equation. I don't know if Steve Kerr's going to be here next year. Does he sound like he is?
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt. The proof's in the pudding. And I'll tell you what, everything you just described when it comes to Coach Kerr is not good. I don't think it's good for business. I don't think it's good for morale that you got a coach of his stature. How, at this point, like when Jonathan Kuminga, however you took his comments, he was just being honest. Steiny, I really feel like Kerr knew he couldn't really say what he wanted to say to check Kuminga, because then that would be, in the media, another fire. And I don't know if he can afford or how much in his fire extinguisher he has at his disposal because of his contract situation. So I think he's working as a disadvantage. But like a great wordsmith who I work with, not talking about me, talking about you, 2 days later he doubled back. And he doubled back, not pointing the finger at Kuminga, but he talked about.
Right.
I'm like, Kerr, go ahead, Dina, speak your truth. Like, I appreciate that. But at the end, partner, can I interest you in another name? Because I didn't get many dates in high school. But if you said Gracie Nelson, one of the beautiful girls at school, Logan, you're like, oh, yeah, I'd love to go out with her.
Sure.
Lori Marketing. I watch Utah and Miami. Get a life goo.
Yeah, okay.
What would it take?
Oh, yeah.
Would you have to move mountains, or do the Warriors have something that they're willing to get off of to get?
Tell me.
Because I think he would be a perfect fit with Steph, Draymond, and some other Warrior players that will remain in uniform.
Sure.
See, I see you smiling, blushing almost.
So who we giving up, Goo?
CP3, Moody. I don't know, but.
They can't get Markkanen.
See,
you can't get Markkanen. Laurie Markkanen is like the Jazz's best player.
4 first-round picks might do it.
Yeah, you want to do that? Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Hey,
go ahead and do it.
Boy.
Oh, by the way, Warriors. Let me tell you what else is bad news about 16 and 17. You lose your pick.
Ooh.
Unless it's top 4.
Tanking
Tanking anybody?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.